Welcome to our journey through the history of American presidents from the 1800s to the present day. Over the next hour, we will retrace the footsteps of these titans, these custodians of a young nation grappling with its own identity, its own ambitions, and its own internal struggles. We'll explore the leaders who have shaped the United States over the centuries. Men, and more recently, women who have shouldered the hopes and dreams of millions, navigating a constantly shifting world with a blend of cunning, compromise, and at times, sheer force of will. In the early 19th century, a vast and untamed wilderness lay west of the Mississippi River, a land known only to the native tribes who called it home. It was President Thomas Jefferson, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, who saw in this wilderness the potential for a nation to expand, to breathe, to grow. The Louisiana Purchase, a land deal of unprecedented scale, doubled the size of the young United States, pushing its borders westward towards the Pacific. To chart this new territory, Jefferson commissioned the Lewis and Clark expedition, a daring adventure that would forge a path through the heart of the continent, encountering diverse landscapes and cultures along the way. As the 19th century progressed, the young nation found itself on the precipice of a cataclysmic division, the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln, a man of humble origins and unwavering conviction, would lead the nation through its darkest hour. From the first shots fired at Fort Sumter to the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, Lincoln's resolve never wavered. He understood that the very soul of America was at stake, the idea that a nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal could not long endure half slave and half free. And so, with the stroke of a pen, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a beacon of hope for millions held in bondage, forever altering the course of American history. At the turn of the 20th century, America found itself on the world stage, a rising power with global ambitions. Theodore Roosevelt, the boisterous and energetic bull moose, embodied this new era of American assertiveness. His belief in American power, both military and economic, led him to champion the construction of the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering feat that would connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and solidify America's position as a global maritime power. But Roosevelt was more than just a warrior. He was a conservationist at heart, establishing national parks and forests, preserving vast swaths of wilderness for future generations. Chapter 4. Franklin D. Roosevelt, A New Deal for a Nation in Despair. The Roaring Twenties gave way to the despair of the Great Depression, a period of economic hardship unseen in American history. It was during this time of national crisis that Franklin Delano Roosevelt, known to the nation as FDR, assumed the presidency. His New Deal programs, a sweeping series of government interventions in the economy, aimed to provide relief, recovery, and reform. From the construction of dams and bridges to the creation of Social Security, FDR's policies fundamentally reshaped the relationship between the government and its citizens. But his leadership would be tested on a global scale with the outbreak of World War II. Chapter 5, John F. Kennedy, A New Frontier in the Stars. The post-war era saw America locked in a global struggle against communism, a Cold War fought not on battlefields but in the realms of ideology and technology. John F. Kennedy, young, charismatic, and full of idealism, captured the imagination of a nation yearning for a brighter future. He challenged Americans to reach for the impossible, to land a man on the moon and return him safely to the Earth before the decade was out. The space race was on, a testament to American ingenuity and a powerful symbol of its competition with the Soviet Union. But Kennedy's presidency was also marked by moments of profound peril, most notably the Cuban Missile Crisis, a tense standoff with the Soviet Union that brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. Chapter 6. Ronald Reagan, The Fall of a Wall, The Rise of an Ideal. As the Cold War dragged on, a sense of weariness and uncertainty settled over America. Ronald Reagan, a former actor with a folksy charm and an unshakable belief in American exceptionalism, promised a return to national strength and purpose. He challenged the Soviet Union on both the military and ideological fronts, famously calling on Soviet Premier Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down this wall that divided Berlin, a potent symbol of the Iron Curtain. Reagan's presidency saw a resurgence of American confidence, a renewed belief in the power of free markets and individual liberty. Chapter 7. Bill Clinton, an era of prosperity and scandal. The end of the Cold War ushered in a period of relative peace and economic prosperity for America. Bill Clinton, the first Democratic president since Jimmy Carter, presided over an era of unprecedented economic expansion. Technological innovation and globalization were reshaping the American economy, and Clinton's policies were seen by many as successfully navigating these turbulent waters. But his presidency was also marked by scandal, most notably the Monica Lewinsky affair, which led to his impeachment by the House of Representatives. The dawn of the 21st century brought with it a new set of challenges, none more significant than the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. The images of that day, the collapse of the Twin Towers, the smoldering Pentagon, the wreckage in a Pennsylvania field, seared themselves into the American consciousness. George W. Bush, who had assumed the presidency just months earlier, vowed to hunt down those responsible and to wage a global war on terror. The wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, launched in the aftermath of 9/11s, would define much of Bush's presidency and have lasting consequences for American foreign policy. In 2008, amidst a financial crisis and two ongoing wars, Barack Obama made history as the first African American to be elected President of the United States. His message of hope and change resonated with millions who were looking for a new direction after 8 years of George W. Bush. Obama's presidency was marked by significant achievements, including the passage of the Affordable Care Act, which expanded health insurance coverage to millions of Americans, and the end of the Iraq War. But his presidency was also marked by deep political divisions, as the rise of social media and partisan news outlets fueled polarization and gridlock in Washington. Joe Biden, a veteran politician with decades of experience in Washington, assumed the presidency in the midst of a global pandemic and a deeply divided nation. Biden campaigned on a message of unity and a return to normalcy after the tumultuous presidency of Donald Trump. His presidency has been marked by both challenges and achievements, from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic to the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan. Biden has also made significant progress on his domestic agenda, passing a major infrastructure bill and taking steps to combat climate change. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey through the American presidency. From the founding fathers to the present day, the individuals who have occupied the Oval Office have faced unique challenges and left their own indelible mark on the nation. The story of the American presidency is still being written, a testament to the enduring power of democracy and the ongoing pursuit of a more perfect union. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.